Good morning, everyone. We're going to start trading. I still need to share this live to the group. I should probably open up the live control room just in case. Job done. Let's go. I could feel it coming, but that key is kind of jarring. My key is like, one of my keys is semi-stuck. I think there must be something in the switch. Feels better. That LED was so bright. Wow. Just checking my audio. Audio looks like it should be okay. Yeah, audio looks like it should be fine. Desktop audio is being captured, but no need. Although we probably should put some sort of sound on. I think there was a Spotify playlist that I used once that had free music in it. Alright, let's background music for YouTube live stream. I don't know how loud that is, you'd have to tell me. It might be quite loud actually. That should be better though. It's just some ambient space music. Right. This is the current trade that I'm looking at. We're going to find others, no doubt. For the one viewer out there, if you could let me know if the audio is actually okay. I think it should be. Audio is fine. Good. Yeah, this is our first trade of the day. We're probably going to sit here for like the next 6 hours or something. Just slowly tickling away. I should probably get a cup so I can have water. I have my water cooler next to me, but no cup. Ah, hello MBX. Stay hydrated, everyone. Right, we should probably, and I have chewing gum as well now, find some trades. Well, more than this one anyway. Kind of just take a peek at the market, see what we've had overnight. Wait, I didn't know you were Nigeria based. What state? Like Delta State, or are you in Abuja, or Lagos, Port Harcourt? This is falling. It's like just you can't even catch that though, because it's like trying to catch a falling knife. Probably find something around here. I would love to just take the risk and buy it, but I ain't taking that risk. Oh, nice. Collected All Bands is local to you, by the way. Like, yeah, Collected All Bands is actually local to you. Well, his current Discord name's African God of Management, but yeah, he's local. I mean, this worked well yesterday, but is it done with? It looks like it wants to try and break. Yeah, it's broken through. You could ride it further, but again, it's a bit risky at this point because it's pushed so far in one day already. I just put it in the Discord so that you know who I meant. I really want to take that short, but it's just so risky. I mean, this is an M on its own, but you've technically also formed a W. So I wouldn't want to. Also, you have technically also formed an even bigger... Well, I guess it's not even a W on that size. But yeah, it's a bit risky to be taking that trade. I would love to take a short. It's just too risky. Just checking on that. 54 up. Yeah, this will just push up to here at 1.38 now. But you can't take it. A lot of things have moved a long way, so it's going to be interesting to actually find stuff we can take all day. Still falling. You might stop. I might say something around here. Is just a falling knife currently though? Yeah, we probably will see a bottom point to this. We're going to be getting very close to it anyway. Something like that. Now, of course, it might fake us out, so we do have to give it a little bit of time to see if it sits and consolidates, but we could get a bounce. The whole window is only 20 pips, though. NZDJPY, let's have a look. NZDJPY. So it would be nice to take the bounce. But it would also be nice to get a slightly better price if I'm going to do that. So I think I'm going to try and let it pull further down and then I'll look for my entry. This is just falling again. In fact, I didn't check that on the weekly. Yeah, the weekly is wild. What we got? Considerable downtrend for like 5 years. 7, almost 10 years then. That doesn't line up. I mean, technically it does, just not to those wicks. This one probably would. Also doesn't. Stand corrected. I need to change shirt. The shirt's itchy. Give me 1 second. That's better, I'm not itchy anymore. What we can say is we are technically in an uptrend because you've got successive highs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we get to this point, we should be able to look for a bounce. It's a DJPY. Are you right in your zone now? I want to go further. Worth it. Right, you did exactly as we predicted yesterday. Yesterday we were watching it and we were about here and I said that it's probably going to come down and touch this one or the next one. Well, it went straight through the first one and it's on its way to the second by the looks of it. Yeah, so we got exactly what we predicted, that it would come down to our next level. Now the question is, where do we go from here? I have a feeling we might come up, tap this, and then move further down. It's not something that we can do until we get to one of those zones that we're not taking a trade in the middle. It's not worth it to us. You showed a lot of volatility yesterday. I mean, it ripped all the way up and then ripped all the way back. My overall plan is still kind of the same, of I want to see it like dip back to 1.28 before we go take off again. Although it could find some support sort of here, I just doubt it. It'll probably come to a round number. Maybe even 285 would be enough, maybe. We should probably draw a magic fib because we know that they work. And we see what we get. Yeah, 1.28 would be probably the next right idea. Bounce, clip, go. And that's when we can then see movement up towards the 1.3s. Though there is a good amount of price action somewhere in there. So checking on this, our current position is just floating around, nothing wild. Yeah, you can't play that. It's falling too hard. Like, we could want to play with it, but it's almost impossible to catch that nicely. Yeah, it's way too risky. Now this one from yesterday, we identified that it was a head and shoulders. We got an entry and it ran, and you'd be, if you took it, you'd be about 100 pips up. What's magic fib? A magic fib is where we draw a Fibonacci from round numbers. So in the case of like GBP USD, we draw from 1.2 to 1.3. Obviously, once you break that, you'd go 1.3 to 1.4. If you're doing it on gold, you would draw it either 1,000 to 2,000, or you could draw it in 100 increments. Most people would normally do it in 1,000 increments. So in this case, you'd go 2,000 to 3,000, and you'd be able to play with it from here. Now, obviously, on something like gold, it's a little bit big to be doing that, so you just take it from one line to the next, and they'll give you your little micro targets in there. You see that it respects the magic fib very, very well. Why? Because instead of drawing it based off a random amount of price action, you're drawing it to the psychological levels. A Fibonacci is fundamentally a psychology tool, as much as it is a technical analysis tool. So if you're drawing it to point to a trend, that's all well and good, but if you draw it to the levels that people find psychologically important, then it's actually stronger. Alright, let's go back to GBP-CHF. Yeah, GBP-CHF, we saw the move yesterday. Might very well stop at 618, but it could also go down to that 786. Our prediction was correct. The move moved exactly as we wanted it to. There was nothing out of where we thought it would do. We saw our move. We could have grabbed an entry, although I think at the time I didn't actually take it, but that was the candle we set it on. And it did exactly what we said of it went down, because it's a head and shoulders. GBP CAD, played by the book. We saw it sort of from here. We drew it. We started our stream in 9:44, so this candle. It went up, it went down, it broke out. On the break and retest, you could have caught it. You'd have been pretty happy because it ripped all the way 63 pips was its peak. It's pretty good going. Technically, you broke out of this level. You're currently retesting this level. You could take a further buy. In fact, it looks great for a further buy. So if I was to take a further buy, it's gonna... In fact, I'll draw a magic fib on here too. 1.7 to 1.8. In fact, we tapped it before we moved off, so that's kind of nice. Next one is quite far. How would we be looking at taking this? I'm going to draw it off these wicks, like so. You can see that we're currently sitting in it. We are technically moving up each time. GBP CAD, do I want to buy it? I kind of do. If I buy, my position is going to look like... probably just like that would be fine. 10 pip stop. Where are you? 10 GBP CAD. It's going to be a buy. Stop loss is going to be just 10. That can be enough. 10 pips from current price. It's going to be about there. Do I still want to buy it? It sits under these wicks quite nicely. Yeah, I do. We're just going to buy it. Place order. And I'll take profit. I'm not going to be in a complete greed sack and say my take profit is here at 17 to 1 because that's going to be a bit far. But if we say our take profit was... yeah, you know what? I'm just going to mark it up at 1.8 and then we can forget about it for a bit. .8, and then I'll deal with it when we get closer. But for now, it's just doing its thing. I'm actually going to quickly just change up how I'm doing this. Window capture. Yeah. I'll do it. There we go. Now I can't tab out by mistake. So yeah, that would be our next looking position. We'll sit and watch it for a moment, see if it brings itself into profit. Let's just keep an eye on Euro NZD as well. And realistically, I don't want to be taking more positions. This is a funded account. And frankly, having too many positions on a funding account is kind of iffy. I'll check in on the other one. Seems to be doing its thing just fine. Be nice if it continues up, but we're gonna have to sit and wait, I think. This is an instant funding account, and their rules are really strict. So you can't just rack it up really quickly, unfortunately, because, I mean, first of all, this is a test. Like, it's literally a 10k account with 3k max daily drawdown, so it's tight, but it was just a test more than anything. Payout in first 4 days, so it's like, right, I'm going to see how it performs, see if I can get to the payout in the first 4 days. If they do well, then I'll go for a bigger account with them and see if they still do well. Be nice if I can, like, play. My grand idea is that I'm going to play it so that I get the payout in 4 days, make the payout in 4 days enough that it's like it just pays for the next couple tiers up. So rather than doing the 10k, I'll like jump to a 50 or something. If I can jump to the 50, then I'll do that for 4 days, and then jump to like the 200, do that for 4 days, and just make some withdrawals. Because if you get to that and you start printing like 5,000-6,000 a day, because that's not inherently an issue, or if you print, even if you were doing like 1,000 a day, most people would be happy if you can withdraw it every 4 days. This one's just sitting around. Not inherently overly worried on that yet. Just got to let it do its thing. In fact, we'll mark up the two that I have positions on, which is that and this. Alright, GBP ORD is ripping. A bit far for us at this point. We could have taken the trade yesterday from here. Probably would have been smart to do so. Get rid of magnet mode. If we took a trade from like this level. But then I don't think we were even there during our stream. No, during our stream we were already up here. It moved a bit far for us. Where will it stop is the good question. You're probably going to break this high. Now, you've made a high. This is above this. Didn't make a new high, but this is above this. I mean, this is still technically above this if you include the wicks, and now you've made a high from there. So you should start pushing above this, which means we can head off to 2.0, that sort of territory. You, on the other hand, are a bit of a mess. Looks like you're reversing on us and going down. Could argue that this is a higher low and this is a higher high, so technically you have got an uptrend. It's just very short. But then you could also argue we're in a downtrend. Let's see if we can draw some trend lines just out of curiosity. Beep. Like so. Can we draw one off that? Ah, close enough. I'm going to draw it to the outer one. And then I'm going to draw a second one from here. A little internal one there. Any zones of interest? Yeah, you come from one. There's something down here, but it's not the clearest. Let's see what we can find off the 4 hour. Again, it's like a head and shoulders. Seems to be moving off a little bit. If we're sitting in profit, we're normally pretty happy. Do have some form of support here. Now, I probably would say that if I was to draw a fib from this candle to you, we are at a point in space. We do need to see how it behaves. You may find it turns from here. If we give it a little bit of time, in fact that's a 4-hour chart, we'll look at it on the 1 hour. That's some good consolidation. You could be looking towards a buy from here. Run a very tight stop though. I mean, you could run a loose stop if you really wanted. Run something like this. Now, if I was to look into my crystal ball, would I see Euro USD going up higher? Does the dollar get weaker or does the pound get weaker? I can see it going higher. It'd be a long trade. I mean, this is uncategoristically low, so yeah, I could see this as a potential. It's going to take you a long time. Let's try and look at it on 5 minutes, see what we got going on. Let's take one last position for us then. What would a 10 pip stop look like? A 10 pip stop would look like that, which is probably not far off. Going to cut our risk back a bit. We're going to make it a $60 trade. Sits quite nice. Let's check in on Euro NZD, which is also a buy, so it makes logical sense for us. Should mean that GBP USD would also in theory be a buy. Which... ooh, GBP USD, we were saying that we wanted it to come down first before it goes up. But that could be a function of the pound more than it is the function of the dollar. This is doing its thing. Hopefully it gets to target. We'll be very happy if it does. Let's just jump back to the daily because I want to check this out again. Probably should set TP just at here, to be fair. It's still 10-to-1 trade. Welcome back to Dubai. It's very hot and humid here, although you seem to have missed the worst of it. 1.112. It's going to be a long ass TP. And how were you let down by Emirates? 1.112. Yeah, 1600 profit would be kind of nuts. Oh, itchy. Although to be fair, I tend to fly British Airways, not Emirates, when it comes to going to Dubai. I mean, allergies, it's easier on British Airways because they understand allergies better than Emirates, but that is what it is. Let's just check through these. Ooh, you are moving down towards the stop loss. It's rather irritating. You've stepped up just a touch. $60 up on this one, and the goal was what? 400? 437. This one might go and hit stop loss, to be fair, but if it does go up, then we were looking for 1300. I don't think it'll get all that far, but we'd probably close at like a couple hundred. And then last but not least is this one, which we've marked up at 1600, but again, we'll probably go like a few hundred and be happy. I mean, if we went to 1.1, it would be rather far. 1.1 would be like about 1,000 anyway. Don't remember where it was, I think it was there. Where was it? 1.111. Get back in. There we go. Engine failed mid-flight. Damn. What do you mean they didn't even give you a hotel? The fuck you mean they didn't give you a hotel? It's their legal obligation if there's a flight issue that they have to compensate you with accommodation. Also, I'm shocked that an engine failed. Like, that's quite a big thing. Yeah, it's been a while since I moved. I moved in 2021 and we still haven't had lunch yet. We will make it happen at some point soon, I guess. Oh, you're going to do a master's. Are you still going to do it at the same uni, or are you going to do somewhere else? Let's have a just quick check in on these. You're a falling knife, we can't catch you, although we can mark up a level, although it's kind of in there. It's not really something that you want to catch, it's just a falling knife. What do you mean you wouldn't do another year at Essex? Let's have a look at this one. You're moving up. It's pretty steady. You just gotta wait for it to get to 1.5 on this one. It's literally just got to get there. Euro ORD went up. It's fine. Just doing its thing. We'll mark up a magic fib, I guess. No, it was a nice break and retest to go up. Colchester is legit a ghost town. I mean, half the shops used to be shut. I don't know what it's like these days. I haven't been for a while. It's a pretty nice downwards move on Dixie. If you're moving down, you should move up. Congrats on graduation. I wish I could have finished at Essex. Like, it was so frustrating that I couldn't. Like, the fact that they would take the Chinese students, but not me, was like, what the fuck is the point? Like, they're still remote, so what's wrong with me? What are all the lines? Please explain. So, this was a magic fib I drew. So it's a Fibonacci from 1.6 up to 1.7. See, it gets respected pretty well. So that's what that one's lines are. And then I've drawn various zones and trend lines and stuff as well. I'm just playing around with some clean charting. Most people like clean charts instead of me running indicators. So I'm just like, fuck it, I'll put clean charts while I'm live streaming then. This is a nice short, but you don't short Dixie, you buy Euro USD or gold. If you're moving down, should be a negative correlation, but yeah. Correct, Mundo it is. The link is actually in the description, I think. Let's check in again. Let's refresh this as well. If we can float today up towards the 1300, that would be nice. Gold Shark has some updates. There's the blank sheet for testing, but if I just show you, hang on. Gold Shark and NES 100. So there's now a couple pairs that we've got for the Shark. And it's completely automatable as well if you really wanted to. So the gold sheet is now that for gold, we trade Monday, Thursday and Friday. I mean, you can even skip Asian session on Thursday. But these are the sessions that we trade. And these hours are not to be traded regardless of what day it is anyway. Just bumps your win rates. And you can see that those profit factors are insanity. The average month will look like this. So this is the sort of risk you would take on a prop firm. These are personal accounts of different flavors. So yeah, Gold you can trade, and NAS 100 as well. NAS you can trade technically every single day of the week. There's 3 sessions that I would say don't, although technically they are still borderline just over profit. But yeah. But yeah, NAS you can trade any day of the week. You just can't trade for these hours. So 10 a.m. in the morning, 1 p.m, 2 p.m, and 11 p.m, all UAE time. But you can trade any day of the week. And the profit factor on this isn't outright as high as gold with the Monday, Thursday, Friday, but you're able to get a whole week in, which is something you can't do. And technically it's still profitable. Like, this is saying that for every dollar invested, you would expect to get 1.4 back. So that's taking into account losses and drawdown as well. And this is the sort of average month. And then combined sheet. If you were to combine both of those together, this is how your week then looks. You can see that Monday, Thursday and Friday sit really high. Even Wednesday and Tuesday have a couple good sessions in there. And you end up sitting at a combined sort of 10 to, well, average of 11% a month. Or 0.5% risk, which is enough to pass a prop firm. So 11% a month would be, if you're trading like an FTMO or something, that's going to pass your phase 1 and half of your phase 2. If you catch like a 8% month, say you do a little bit under that, so you get an 8% month, you're still going to pass it each month anyway. And then personal accounts, you can just play and have fun. So yeah, those are the updates. When it comes to Gold Shark, it's also entirely automatable. Like, you can completely automate it by using alerts. We have the trading alerts for it. So you can do long trade, short trade, filtered long, filtered short as necessary for each pair. And then what you can do from that is you use a tool like this or this. You can use a tool like Copygram, which takes your trading view and can send it out to MT4, MT5, DXTrade, MatchTrader and TradeLocker. Or you can use TradingView.to, which will again take it from TradingView alerts all the way to DXTrade, MetaTrader, Tradeovate. So you've got a bunch of platforms that you can have it sent to, and then suddenly you're automating all your trading. Any good prop firms on MT4? MT4 for prop firm is getting harder to find, but there are some out there. I know FTMO still does MetaTrader. I don't know if it's MT4 or MT5 that they're using, but very much a muchness. And I think maybe Awanda, because they said, I heard somewhere that they're starting a prop firm directly. Let's just check in again on here. This is annoying now, I just want it to turn up. This is just doing its thing. If Dixie is falling, it's if Dixie is falling like that, then your USD should go up. So it's just a waiting game. When is it? This has been falling on average. We just gotta wait for more. So yeah, Gold Shark we've updated a lot so that it can be automated. I mean, why didn't you just finish it on CTrader? It's no issue. This is CTrader, by the way. Seatrader's actually got a couple nice features about it, because you can set trail stops inbuilt into it and you don't have to keep it open, it just handles it for you. So that's like a nice feature, and so there is some good things about Seatrader. I will say the interface can be a little bit clunky compared to MetaTrader, but that's personal preference. Yeah, so Seatrader, basically what you do is you click buy and sell. Your volume is the same as MetaTrader, so 60k volume would refer to an 0.6 lot in MetaTrader world, and in fact down here, look, it's still in lots. But yeah, 100k would be a full lot, 60k is 0.6 lots, 1k would be an 0.01 lot. Then you set your stop loss either by price or by pips, and then if you want, you can just click trail stop. So yeah, it's actually kind of nice to use. The trail stop feature is probably my favourite part of it though, because it's just convenience. It's like, oh, I'm going for say I'm going for a walk, or I'm going out for dinner, but I have trades running. Trail stop on, walk off. Are there any discounts? Only for lifetime mentorship, which comes with the one-to-one calls. But for actual membership, there's the MRM code, I think, which is $10 off your first month. MRM World, $10 off your £10 off your first month. That'd be the only one, other than the 500 off of lifetime mentorship, which is the one which comes with all the one-to-one calls and stuff, and all the indicators for life. But let's just sit and watch these trades for a bit, see if they start moving in our direction. Check Euro into Dion here. I haven't played paddle, no. I played tennis, I played badminton and stuff, but not paddle. I mean, arguably I don't actually leave my house very much. Like, I don't go out very often. What is the difference between playing like paddle and playing actual tennis or badminton though? Because I actually enjoy proper badminton, that's good fun. Tennis can be complex, especially if like people are good. But yeah, I've never actually played paddle. Oh, nice. Right, I'm gonna go have a snack. I'll be back in a minute. I forgot I had leftovers from yesterday's dinner. So you can hit it off the wall like in squash. Oh, nice. Okay. So, is it still a double bounce rule, or is it not a double bounce rule? I've seen when people serve, they serve underhand as well, which I found interesting. I hate this fork. I can't use this fork. Ooh, GBP CAD might have stop loss. Okay, so the rules seem pretty straightforward. Is the court smaller? When I last saw a paddle court, the court looked smaller. Which would make sense, because I don't think you'd hit them as hard with a paddle. Oh, so it's just the serving area of a normal tennis court. Okay. The waiting is killing me, especially with the fucking ambient space music. It's like just building anticipation. Let's pick something else. Yeah, I mean, I also think tennis is the same. Like, you look at Wimbledon and you think the court is small, but then, like, you get there and you're like, this court is huge as you're running, like, miles. Yeah, I know. No copyright sounds are so annoying. It's one of the reasons that I consider streaming on Twitch, because then at least I don't have to care. Like, you stream on Twitch, you can play Spotify or whatever you want, but here it's like, no. As you just get slapped with the YouTube copyright. And I used public domain jazz once, which is like public domain jazz radio, which is literally designed to be public domain music. And I was like, right, alright, public domain jazz. Excellent, I can just use it. The fuck you can? I still got slapped with copyright strikes. Like, public domain to me should mean public domain music, anyone can play it. No, you still get copyright strikes. I'm going back to the space music because I'm paranoid now. Good, stop going up. Blows on it to push the price up. Deadpool? Why? Is there a new one? Oh shit, there's a new Deadpool. I didn't even know. Yeah, we'll plan something, just DM me. 07. Well, we're currently $25 up. See if we can get more. It'd be nice to end the day at sort of 1100. If I can get to 11, not 1100, but 10,100, I'd be happy. 10,300, I'd be even happier. I want Coke or something, but I'm not going to go get Coke because it's unhealthy and I shouldn't. Good. Keep pushing. Right, let's look for other trades rather than just sitting and waiting. You are a falling knife. Everything is a falling knife at the moment, literally. And unless you've already got in, it makes it almost impossible to get a good position. You seem to have found some support there. We kind of missed the bounce off the magic fib. Could take that, but I personally wouldn't. You'd take it like this. It's a little bit risky though. We'll mark it up, but I'm not going to take it. You're still in that area where I said it will consolidate and potentially bounce. Which is interesting, because I kind of do still want to take This has done it's the same thing as NZDK had, it's just bounced and pushed. You seem to be trying to push back up, which is good. Let's check in on the three of them. You are moving nicely. You are sitting consolidation. It's irritating, but it is what it is. Hopefully you can move up a bit more as well. I mean, we're up. We just gotta wait. Got 3 trades running, just got to see what happens. Just a waiting game. If people have pairs that they want me to analyse, do let me know, and I will tab back to TradingView and we can go look through some. I do have an outlook on most things, although a lot of it is just watching it fall. Might end up needing to close that. I think yeah, it was one of our more interesting positions. This one I think will get up here. It's just going to take a while. I still see EURUSD going up. It's just because the Dixie I see going down more. It'll be an inverse correlation, so if Dixie goes down, then EURUSD should go up. It's just had a strong hour by the looks of it. Yes, the last 5 minutes is starting to push down again. 15 even. This is just going to sit and do its thing. I don't really worry. I'm going to go put my food away and I'll be back in a moment. I'm cold. Turn my AC off. And cozy and warm. Let's turn my AC off, it got cold. I mean, it blows directly where I'm sitting, which doesn't help, but... If people have questions, do let me know. We are kind of sitting and waiting on some trades, but that's about all. Getting there, slowly. This is one we didn't quite have room to place, hence why it's not entered. Still moving up, just gotta wait for it to turn back around. People have questions, do let me know, otherwise we are just basically sitting and waiting on these three trades at the moment. Currently 28 up, so we're making some progress. say that as it drops back, but yeah. Okay, this waiting's getting kind of boring, but it is what it is. Oh, GBP CAD might hit our stop loss. Could very well hit our stop loss. Will it hit our stop loss? I mean, I also have this marked out bigger. I'm saying that it should be at 8025. Where are you? Yeah, I'm saying 8025, which should be here. Oh boy, the most interesting part of trading is just sitting and waiting. Is DXY moving yet? Also, I think maybe my analysis might actually be wrong. DXY is pushing, which is unfortunate because we have got to wait for DXY to move down before we can get our movement. It might go and retest down here then. Maybe it comes down and retests here and we catch an entry later. Like somewhere here. Be a shame. Doesn't matter though. I'm happy to admit if we're wrong. But I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to talk myself out of a position. Probably going to be live for like another 3 hours, I think. I apologise for the rather boring content, but unfortunately that is just the nature of letting trades run. We just have to let them do their thing and eventually see what we get out of it. Let's check back in here. We're currently, what, like... this should go up to 430, so we're about a third of the way there. Just over a third of the way there. We are waiting to see if we can be right, which would mean it needs to reverse at some point. Same with this, just waiting. Dixie has been pulling back the last sort of hour or so. That's probably what's holding Euro USD up. You can see we've had this little swing back. So that's why Euro USD has done that. As soon as it corrects itself, we should be back on track. Fortunately, until then, we're sitting and waiting. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna come back in a minute. Give it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I'll come back. pulled back. Let's have a look around. Seems like it's retesting this high. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. I mean, also, we've got to break through this, so it's going to take some considerable effort to do that. It's not going to be an immediate thing. Just consolidating, nothing wild. I'd rather it consolidated than moved against us, especially when this has been pushing. So the fact that this is just consolidated isn't the worst. And Euro ends a D, no, wrong one. Gotta look at GBP CAD next. If that pushes off again, we're good. GBP CAD pulled up, I saw it, and then it's pulled back a little bit again. We'll check it out on here on the 15. Yeah, it's just a little bit messy at the moment. Still, it's kind of consolidating. It's just consolidating a little bit lower than we want. We'll go through a few other pairs and we'll check out what's available, and then we'll move on from there. Might be able to go take a nap for half hour. Nothing really to see here. Pushing off quite significantly, which would mean that this would want to go down, but kind of did what we expected. We kind of drew this earlier and was like, oh, it should probably bounce from here, and it did, but I'm not going to take anything. NZD CAD, which was one of our positions that we looked up earlier, seems to be holding stable. We said it would be a little bit risky to take, and it appears that it's just consolidating at the moment. It's been consolidating at least mostly in profit. This, we said we want to wait to see if it's going to touch this line or this line. Until that point, we've not really got anything to do. Looks like you've got a wedge forming, but that's about all. Doesn't even mark up very nicely, but it's going to be something like that. Could also, I guess, draw it from here. Should probably make more sense. Although actually you can't, because it'd already technically be broken. So yeah, you can't draw it like that at all. I guess this one is at that point the most correct. You are sitting and consolidating, not really doing anything. It'd be nice if it did start moving up, but we need Dixie to move down first. Seems at least like it's trying to stabilize at that level. You are having a pullback, makes sense, because that's a lot of energy it's been pushing through with. At some point it will reverse. This has bounced off the 618 a little bit, which is nice. Do I think it's going to stop here? We'd have to see more candles. It was a nice trade from yesterday. You are doing your thing. Let's just see where we're at again. Yeah. You're just doing your thing. I'm hoping that we do start looking at bouncing upwards from here. Go to get that next level. But it's just consolidating at the moment, which is rather annoying. Most people would be like, oh, is it going to be a bullish flag, bearish flag, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't make a difference. This is pushing off pretty strong from yesterday. This was about where we spotted it and we're like, oh, it's probably going to move upwards, and it retested and went upwards. We didn't catch it though. Still kind of waiting to see if this goes up. I feel like this is a good turning point for it. I'm willing to be wrong, but it feels like a nice turning point for it. The fact it consolidated and rejected it kind of hard was pretty interesting. Downside is that this candle did close underneath it. But I mean, I took it off this candle on the hourly. If we're wrong, we're wrong. It's not that bad. DXY is still trying to push up. I mean, DXY hasn't stopped. When did it stop yesterday? Okay, that was a later push. It stopped pushing down at about 10. From 10 it moved up. So if we could do the inverse at 10, which is only a little bit away, if we could stop pushing down from 10, we'd be pretty happy. So that will then drive EURUSD in our direction. PC's got some heat and I can hear the fans. I mean, to be fair, I'm streaming, so it's using energy. I could probably go take a half-hour nap. I literally don't think it's going to do anything for like at least half hour. It's that, or I'm going to end up playing video games for half hour. Good, push up. Alright, I'm gonna come back in half hour because at the moment it's pointless. Take this with me. second. What's going on for us then? Oh, we're 140 up, which is better than the 20 I left at. Sorry for leaving you for a while. It was just a case of there was nothing that was going to happen of interest. So we're still about 100 up on Euro NZD, which is nice. I think we peaked at around 140. We are currently 31 up on GBP CAD, which is nice. We're starting to see it pulling up. Hopefully we can see it going nicely up and making that new high as we suggested. Obviously I'd marked it up all the way up to here, but I don't think we will be running that far. And we've also got Euro USD, which seems to have been pulling up. We'll check DXY. Maybe DXY has started moving down. It sure has. And that would be where the movement in Euro USD is coming from. We're going to take a quick look through the market, see what we can find as well. This looks like it's trying to go up, but I still couldn't trade it. It's like catching a falling knife. Just consolidating a bit. Moving down would make sense because Dixie's also moving down. So that makes perfect logical sense. You're still moving up. I would guess that's because of the Canadian side more than anything. NZD USD. Yeah, it looks like a short. Seems that it bounced off the bottom here. Filled the wick. It's going to try and push through further. It's got room to go as well. So I do see that there is potential for that to keep moving. We are currently in an NZD position though, so I wouldn't want to personally be taking it. But if you were, then it's going to look something like this. I'd probably run a stop loss like that. I mean, to be fair, on the safe side, you can run a stop loss here at 10 pips. And your take profit, that's the tough question. Your take profit is probably going to have to be down here to make logical sense. Fill that wick, probably. Gives you a little bit of room. Still 5.6 to 1 trade. Do I want to take it? No, not really. Got positions already. Do I want to take another? No. I'm not going to do it. Because I have a USD position, I have NZD position, so it's like, at that point you're borderline three-way arbitraging. Well, actually it'd be increasing risk because I'm in the same direction on all three. This one looks like it'll probably try and bounce or break through. It's got to just play with that level a bit more. Nothing to see there, it's just a falling knife. NZD CAD is doing exactly what we said it probably would, which is moving towards the downside. Yeah, so this is just doing its thing. Looks like it's going to try and move down a bit more. Just keep an eye on that. That's at 154, which is kind of nice. It's moving its way comfortably. NAS 100 looks like it's breaking down towards that 0.5. Obviously we gave that little like bottom level of the wedge. It seems to have broken through that now. In fact, it gave a beautiful break, retest and go. Nicely on its way. GU is moving down. It's rather quickly too. If GU is moving down that quickly, EURUSD is somehow still not, which is kind of weird. Oh, GBP CAD popped back too. That was a very quick candle. Was there... I haven't checked Forest Factory today. That's something we should probably do. What have we got this fine Thursday? Some Euro news in a couple hours. But that's about it. Just show me today. Yeah, there's nothing otherwise that wild. It's a very, very quick pullback. Interesting. Same with you. Luckily, this is just pushing off in our direction, which is helping us out significantly. Anyway, let's continue on through our watching list. You are doing your thing. That's the one we're in. Looks like it's almost halfway. 1.5 and we're going up to 3.5. So yeah, just sort of a third of the way, I would guess. Just over a third actually. There's a little refresher-oo. Euro JPY, falling knife, cannot play with that. Euro GBP, seems like there's something GBP wise going on, because this has got a big spike to it too. This has got a spike. This hasn't, interesting. Might be something Euro related then. But you can't really play anything, it's got too much volatility in that right now. You've had a little bit of spike to the upside. I guess it's not going to be a head and shoulders like we wanted it to be yesterday. But it probably will come up to that 1.5, tap the magic fib, and then we can make a decision. It didn't quite tap it on either of those two attempts. Continuing to move up, should just keep moving up towards that level, I guess. What have I drawn you to? What have I drawn you to? Oh, it's a magic fib, 1.6 to 1.7. Yes, looks like it's got to come all the way up here then, if it's going to just keep pushing. Doing its thing, nothing wild. Downwards on the daily is good for us. It should mean EURUSD starts being pushed up. However, we have had a little bit of a pullback over the last while. There's a big spring in its step. A little bit of a spring in its step for sure. 3 candles of down, 2 candles of up. Still 145 up. If you can just start going down, that would be rather appreciated. CHF JPY, you cannot play that. I mean, in theory, it'll probably move up a little bit more, but it's ugly. Same here, it's just a bit ugly. Not worth trading. BTC looks like it wants to push down further. Can't say I blame it. I would suggest that somewhere around here at 63.4 would be a good level. Falling knife. Not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. So yeah, there isn't really a huge amount to be trading right now. We've kind of in 3 of the positions and then the rest is optional. Like, we could be in this one and the other one we found, but it's not actually worth our time because it's just adding more risk to certain currencies because we're already in them essentially. Could probably go away for like another hour and it wouldn't make much difference. I think I'll go away for another 20 minutes and we'll come back again. I can hear movement outside, so I want to check that as well. Alright, I'm going to do one last check and then I'm going to head for a proper nap because I'm dying. Oof, minus 90. Sheesh. Oh, you ripped back. Look at the 5 minute. Yeah, that's big movement. Go across there. Sheesh, 30 pips in what? 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 pips. And you? Sheesh. 8 candles, you have moved 15. This is rather impolite. And you also. And 7 candles, you moved 11. You're both risking stop loss. Right, I am done for the day. I'm fried. I will talk to you all later. And I'll probably go live again.